If Donald Trump were a modern-day Henry VIII, the big twist would be that he knew when to stop, at wife number 3. And maybe that's because he finally found his match with Melania. This marriage has been his longest yet, holding strong for over 2 decades. Quite the achievement for him, isn't it?
I was surprised.
And while the two have had their fair share of ups and downs, let's not forget that Melania isn't his first or only wife. So naturally, we're all dying to know, how does she really get along with Trump's 2 ex-wives?
I respect women. I love women. I cherish women.
First up, Ivana Trump, the original Mrs. Trump. She's always claimed she didn't have a problem with Melania, but her dislike for Marla Maples, Donald's second wife, was a whole different story. Marla, as you might recall, is the woman Ivana blamed for ending her marriage.
I don't want to talk about her. She's a showgirl, never achieved anything in her life.
In a 2016 interview with People, Marla confessed she felt sad about the bad blood between her and Ivana. Can't blame her. Who wants to be stuck in a never-ending episode of Real Housewives of New York, right?
He's the father of my child. I do not want to ever speak negative about it.
Ivana, though, did throw some shade Melania's way in the years before she passed in July. She once joked that she might not have been the First Lady of the United States, but she'll always be the first Mrs. Trump.
I don't know what is Melania problem. She just has to get over it. She's First Lady of America, but I'm First Lady Trump. Excuse me.
Well, all right then. Melania's team shot back, saying Ivana was just trying to sell books during her promo tour for Raising Trump. Ouch.
I don't really care, you know?
So when Ivana passed away, people were buzzing. Would Melania even show up at the funeral? Turns out she did. And sometimes actions speak louder than shady comments.
I think it's fantastic.
Now, let's get into Melania's special relationship with Ivanka, Trump's daughter with Ivana. Things were frosty when Trump was in office. Ivanka was trying to play First Lady while Melania handled Barron's school stuff, leading to some firm boundaries from Melania. Think of it as the White House edition of Game of Thrones, but no dragons, just icy stares.
There's one First Lady, and Melania will be an unbelievable First Lady.
But things might be thawing out. Rumor has it that the Trump family's legal drama is bringing everyone closer together. Who knew court cases could double as family bonding sessions?
The amount of work that we've accomplished in a very short period of time is just remarkable.
Then there's Marla Maples. She and Trump were together from 1993 to 1996, and Melania hasn't really talked much about Donald's ex-wives. However, her appearance at Tiffany Trump's bridal shower may have said it all.
That is our bond, and that is our strength.
Kimberly Guilfoyle, who's engaged to Donald Trump Jr., posted a photo on Instagram where Melania, in a bright yellow gown, cozied up with Marla and the gang. And guess what? No drama in sight.
We get along very well, and there's not a lot of disagreement.
And at Tiffany's wedding, Marla even gave a shout out to Melania during her speech. She thanked Donald, the beautiful Melania, and the whole family for sticking close to Tiffany. She added that if they all stay strong together, they could help hold the world together. Okay, that might be a stretch, but it seems like there's no bad blood here.
I don't care.
Honestly, hats off to Melania. She could have easily held grudges against the women her husband loved before her, but instead, she's shown respect and grace, and let's be real. Navigating the Trump family dynamics is no small feat. If Melania can do that, props to her.
I'm enjoying it.
Now let's rewind Trump's 3 headline-making marriages. Donald met his first wife, Ivana, née Ivana Zanichkova, in 1976. She ended up in New York City for a modeling gig, and during a dinner with other models, Donald swooped in. He secured the group the best table in the place and joined them. Smooth move, right?
And I turned to my girlfriend and said, I have a good news and bad news. What is the good news? We're going to get a table real fast. What is the bad news? This fellow behind me is going to go and sit with us.
By Christmas, Donald asked her to go on vacation. They went to Aspen and had the most romantic time together. On New Year's Eve, Donald told her, "If you don't marry me, you'll ruin your life." Now that's the Trump we know. And despite having known each other for only a few months, Ivana agreed to marry him.
Donald always had a great head on his shoulder, and I saw the potential in it.
They tied the knot on April 9th, 1977 in New York City. And during their honeymoon in Mexico, Ivana became pregnant with their first child. On December 31, 1977, their son Donald Jr. was born. The couple went on to welcome 2 more children, Ivanka in 1981 and Eric in 1984. A picture-perfect marriage, right? But wait.
He did not know how to speak to them in the children way of thinking. So he was able to speak to them only when they came from university, when eventually was able to speak business with them.
Yeah.
You know, but otherwise he really did not know how to handle the kids.
Donald and Ivana weren't just partners in marriage, but also in business.
And I was chief executive officer, and casino really did very well. It was the most profitable hotel casino in the United States.
However, their seemingly perfect marriage hit the rocks in 1989 when Ivana discovered Donald's affair with model Marla Maples.
Did you see warning signs? I really didn't. I really didn't.
It all happened during the family's annual holiday trip to Aspen. Ivana ran into Maples outside a restaurant with patrons and the rest of the family watching. Ivana wrote, "This young blonde woman approached me out of the blue and said, 'I'm Marla and I love your husband. Do you?' I said, 'Yes, get lost. I love my husband.' It was unladylike, but I was in shock."
We were actually standing near the restaurant, getting ready to put skis on. And I was standing there like an idiot. And Marla and Ivana were here. And there wasn't shouting, but you could obviously see there was some friction.
Turns out this affair had been going on for years.
Do you think unless the two had actually come face to face, you would have confronted that situation?
Well, it's interesting because it's possible that, maybe it would still be going on. I'm not sure.
The affair made headlines, and in March 1990, Ivana officially filed for divorce, resigning from the Trump Organization a few months later.
In my case, it was just so clear, and the trust was broken so badly that I knew that there was just no way it could be patched.
Maples and Donald continued to date on and off, and in 1993, she became pregnant with their first child. Their daughter, Tiffany, was born on October 13, which Maples later called the greatest unplanned surprise of all. Despite Donald previously saying he had no plans to get married again, the couple decided to tie the knot shortly after Tiffany's birth, on December 20th, 1993.
We really anticipated getting married and having a baby, not having a baby and getting married.
So why didn't you marry her right away when you found out she was pregnant? Why did you wait?
Indecision.
The pair remained married for 3 years before separating in May 1997. Maples later explained the split, saying that they differed on how they viewed the world and how they wanted to raise their child.
So I think you always hope in a marriage that you can bring out the best in each other. But after many years, we realized we weren't.
However, rumors swirl that the real cause was Maples cheating on Trump with his bodyguard, who was caught with her on a deserted beach. Probably not just having a late-night stroll. However, Maples has always denied the affair, of course, but it's not all bad blood. Despite their rocky past, Donald and Marla managed to mend fences. They even managed to share an Easter celebration in April 2023. Who knew divorce could come with a side of friendly get-togethers?
He's the father of my child. I do not want to ever speak negative about it. But do we agree on everything? Absolutely not. We would be married if we still agreed on everything.
But Ifania, who passed away in 2022, clearly wasn't ready to forgive and forget.
I don't want to talk about her. She's a showgirl, never achieved anything in her life.
In her 2017 memoir, Raising Trump, she didn't hold back, saying, "She actively participated in humiliating me in the media and indirectly put my kids at risk for months. I went through hell, and then I was expected to be okay with her being around my children." Ivana's words reflected the deep hurt and betrayal she felt, a pain that her friends believe she never fully overcame. Well, who could blame Ivana?
He's free at the moment, isn't he? He's single.
Yes, he is.
Would you not like to get back together with him?
Nope.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you would like to get back?
Nope.